Hi, this is Nagina Abdullah, and I am here with one of my Spice Yourself Skinny graduates who has done such amazing things in Spice Yourself Skinny. I just want to have her introduce herself. Heather, please say hello and tell us about your results in Spice Yourself Skinny.
Hi, really happy you asked me to do this. So pleased with my results. It was such a wonderful journey. During the course of the program, I lost over 13 pounds. And then also overall lost 8.5 inches. On my waist, lost over 3 inches.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. That is so amazing. And Heather, you told me that after the program, you went on to follow the principles and you lost some more. So how much have you lost total since you started?
So since the program has ended, I've used the principles, and I had a few favorite recipes that I continued to use. So overall, I've lost 18 pounds. And over 4.5 inches on my waist.
Oh my God, that's like a whole new body. Wow. Oh my gosh, 4.5 inches. That is incredible. So Heather, tell me, why did you decide to join Spice Yourself Skinny?
So I was at that weight when maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I was at my maximum weight, 186 pounds, and I had actually joined, a lot of people are familiar with Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Body. And I knew that worked. And I did lose a lot of weight from that. But I stopped doing that, started getting lax, and, slowly over time, just kept on creeping up. And that weight that I was never going to get to again, I knew I kept on going up, and I was afraid of the scale, and I didn't want to step on it. And right before you came around, or I learned about you, I had stepped on the scale, and I was exactly at that weight again, that dreaded weight that I never wanted to be at again. However, I knew the 4-Hour Body worked, but I didn't want to do it again, and it was kind of daunting because it's kind of restricting and hard to do with a family, and I wanted variety and flavor, and then you came along with this these foods that sounded so good, and these spices that I'm a savory person, and I love spice and lots of flavor, and it sounded great.
Oh, that is so good. And Heather, I didn't even say this about you, but you're a mom, you are an entrepreneur, you have a lot of things happening in your life. And so that is so great that you were able to actually learn the recipes. We're going to talk more about that. Now I'm curious, tell me about the moment that you decided to join Spice Yourself Skinny. What exactly was happening when you decided to join?
So it's actually funny that you asked that, because I actually do remember the exact moment, and I was kind of wavering on whether I was going to join or not. But I was actually at a baseball game for my my partner's nephew, and we were sitting at the ball field, and I felt gross. It was hot. We're in the sun, and it was just gross, and I had a hot dog in one hand, and eating chips in the other hand, and I'm like. And I think it was maybe you were closing that night. And at that moment, I'm like, I've got to do this. Something's got to change, because these hot dogs and chips, they're not going to cut it, right? I need something good in my life to make a change.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And so how are you feeling before? How are you feeling before the program, when you were at that baseball field, or just generally when you were with your son or with your nephew? How would you feel?
I was always lethargic. I feel like I sleep well at night, but I'd always wake up tired and not motivated to do anything, and not feeling like going out and doing anything, because I was embarrassed by the way I looked, and everything was just exhausting. I just wanted to stay home, eat my food, and hide.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I know the feeling. So it's you just you don't feel good about yourself, and you also can't stop from eating this food that is not good for you. You just can't stop it though.
Yeah.
So Okay, so tell me, what about Spice Yourself Skinny helps you lose initially the 13 pounds and then go on to lose 18 pounds? Like, what is it about the program? What are the things that helped you that hadn't helped that you hadn't done before that started working for you during the program?
I think most of it was having a plan, and even in the first 2 weeks of going, starting to see results on these food, not being so restricted. You can only have this and this and this. Having good food that's flavorful and easy to cook, fast to cook, that doesn't take a lot of time, and seeing results immediately gave me the motivation to keep going. Sticking to the plan, stick with the process and stick with the plan. And that's what helped me, I think.
Oh, that is so good.
Prep day, that's something that I didn't really ever do before. Prep day was such a huge help.
Yeah, to have that day, like we would have that Sunday food prep day where we we would have our Facebook group and we'd say, okay, this is the day. So prep some things before the week gets started, because once the week gets started, it's done,
Yeah. And that's the key to us busy people, that if it's not ready during the week, you don't have time, so you're not going to do it. And so that was a huge thing for me.
So how did it feel for you to prep? Like, was it overwhelming? Could you do it easily? Did you feel like your whole weekend was taken up by prepping, or was it something that you could, how did you go? How did you feel like how much work and time it was?
I thought it was actually really rewarding. I really enjoyed the prep time. I'm not really a big kitchen person, but it was just so rewarding to have it done beforehand and knowing how easy it was going to make my week.
Oh, absolutely. It's like when you come home and you just open the fridge and there's food that's cooked in your fridge that tastes great and is going to help your waistline too.
Exactly.
And then, yes, that's such a great way to describe it. It's rewarding. You feel so accomplished. Like, oh my God, I did this for myself.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit. So you were telling me right before we started the interview about your brother's wedding that's tomorrow. And so tell me about the dress that you're going to be wearing.
Sure. So I had this dress that I bought before, when I had lost a bunch of weight, and it was the perfect color for my brother's wedding, and I was really afraid I wasn't going to be able to wear it because I look pretty great in it. And with all this weight I've lost, I'm really stoked I'll be able to wear this dress tomorrow at my brother's wedding.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Like, you're going to get to go to your brother's wedding and feel great, fully be present for your brother, because you're not worrying about how you look or whatever. You just know you look good.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. So I'm so excited to hear about that. Now tell me, what was the most surprising thing about Spice Yourself Skinny? Like, what was the thing that kind of surprised you about it?
Oh, that was easy. It was easy. It just worked, all this good food, I'm used to, with other things, it's all other diets is so restricting, and just eating the same thing over and over again. But this was such a huge variety, and I just couldn't believe within the first week or two that I felt like I was melting. I was melting away, and I didn't expect the results to be that dramatic.
Oh my gosh, that it was easy. That is so good. Like, we don't have time for complicated things at all. That's not going to help to lose weight. When you have something that's easy, that helps. So earlier, Heather, you were talking about how you used to feel tired, and the feeling that you used to feel. So how do you feel now that you've lost this 18 pounds? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel with your son on the vacation that you just went on? How do you feel?
It's just complete opposite. It's great to be able to wake up and actually be energized and motivated to do something in the day, and go out and wear clothes that I'm comfortable in, hang out with my son, go out and ride a bike with him or go for a run with him. We also just did this big this race. I did this big relay race with my family last weekend, and it felt so good to be able to run that with. I knew if I didn't lose all that weight, I would have been just dragging that extra 18 pounds around, it would have been so hard. And me and my son ran part of the race together, and it felt really great.
Oh my God, I love hearing that. You ran with your family, with your son. He's seeing you be active, have energy. I mean, that just is such a great example. So, so amazing. So one more question, Heather, is do you feel like you can keep this weight off and even keep going? Like, do you think that's something, like, you did already lose more than 5 pounds since the program? Like, do you think you'll be able to keep it off and you'll be able to keep going with it, and why?
Yeah, well, I have kept on going with it, and you know, that even the principles that I learned, I've incorporated into my cooking, and even eating outside the home. The things that you taught, you know, going to restaurants, and the things that are good to eat or not good to eat. Even your list of things that to stay away from, you know, the processed food, the sugar, you know, the dairies. You know, keeping all that in mind as I cook for me and my family, and going out to eat. You know, I have another goal. I reached and exceeded my goal that I had set for my vacation, and I have another goal set. So I just use what I learned from you to keep on going, and I can't wait.
Oh my gosh, amazing, Heather. Well, you've already, like, you did so great. I love how you started adopting the prep. It wasn't even hard for you, and now you've lost even more weight, and I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled about your brother's wedding tomorrow. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for sharing your experience with me.
Oh, thank you. You've changed you've changed a lot in my life, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.